There was, however, one human creature whom Quasimodo made an exception for in his malice and hatred of others, Claude Frollo. The matter was simple. Claude had taken him in, adopted him, fed him, raised him. When he was very small, he had sought refuge at the archdeacon's feet when children and dogs assailed him. Claude had taught him words, letters, the art of ringing the bells. He had given him a place in the shadow of Notre-Dame. To give the great bell in marriage to Quasimodo would have been to give Juliet to Romeo. Quasimodo's gratitude was profound, a simple and boundless passion, and when his adoptive father's face grew clouded, severe, when his speech remained brief, harsh, imperious, that gratitude did not falter. The archdeacon had in Quasimodo the most submissive slave, the most docile servant, the most vigilant mastiff. Though he had become deaf, the poor bell-ringer did not lose it. Between the two, a mute language sprang up, mysterious signs that made them the only ones in the world to understand one another. By means of it, the archdeacon remained the only human being with whom Quasimodo maintained communication. He had relations with only two things, Notre-Dame and Claude Frollo. Never was any rule more absolute than that which the archdeacon exercised over that misshapen heart. Never was attachment more entire. A sign from Claude, a mere thought of pleasing him, would have sufficed to send Quasimodo hurtling from the cathedral's highest pinnacles. Therein lay the wonder, an enormous physical strength, great in itself, blindly given to another. There was doubtless filial devotion and domestic affection. There was also the fascination of one mind by another, the abasement of a poor, clumsy nature, head bowed and eyes imploring before an intellect lofty, deep, and superior. All this blended and culminated in gratitude, that rare and exalted virtue which, in the bell-ringer, reached its utmost. This gratitude is not a cold abstraction, it is wholly corporeal, clinging to gestures, to attentions, to sacrifices. Quasimodo loved not only the man who had made him, but the idea of that man, the authority that sanctioned, the obscure light that commanded. If one were to seek a parallel in creation, it would be among faithful beasts, but even there the bell-ringer's love surpasses nature, possessing the grandeur of an intimate religion, of a domestic cult that sanctifies shadow and servitude. Quasimodo loved Claude Frollo as no dog, horse, or elephant had ever loved its master, with an enormous, simple, almost religious devotion.